Now we go to the senior Rotax final. 13 minutes plus 2 additional laps of the circuit here at the Landsard. And here is your starting grid. Jaden Teen and Mika van der Pavert line up on the front row with Wood Kirstens and Benjamin Van Hees, row 2. Devian Rust and Tommy van der Stoys, row 3. Julian Klausman and Wesley Eckhart, row 4. Siem van Vliet and Ralph van der Pavert round out the top 10 ahead of Jod van Wijk, Bram Plomp, Krik Knoren, Flynn Fitters, Kaz Boshaus, Steen Peters, Felipe Falk, Dominic Shapers, Taicho Mink, Sven Slagmolen, Enzo van den Dickenberg, Luca Brima, Lars Wenning, Miles Sjöstrand, Gwen Bloxhill, Jay Zurveld, Mats Snell, Magnus Recht, Stan Goes, and then we've got Martin Herrera, Mitch Heinert and Max Koster rounding out the 32 strong grid. So humidity has dropped to 68%, a little bit of blue sky up above. Wind now 19 kilometers an hour to the east. As you can see, just over turn 2. Blue sky is up above with a little bit of spread out cloud cover. But Jaden Teen looks to continue his success rate. All bar one race he's won so far this season. Can anyone get the better of him on this race start? The form book says no. The unpredictability factor says maybe. Revs rise, lights are on. Full start. It's another tour for the short formation lap here at Landsard for the final time for these senior drivers. After this, we'll have 3 more finals to go. DD2 and DD2 Masters, KZ2 Masters, and then closing out the show for round 4 of the championship season will be KZ2. And we've already had one pull to the side on the circuit that is not going to take any part of this race. That was a TB Kart Netherlands chassis. Was that Mitch Heinert? So we try again. Second time of asking into the tram lines. Revs rise. Lights are on. This time the lights go out first time. And it's the run to turn 1. Wout Kirstens looking up the inside of Mika van der Pavert as Jaden Teen went a bit wide and a bit deep into turn 1. Now they're wrestling with the steering wheels, under braking into turn 2. It's getting a bit close for comfort down there, but Wout Kirstens trying to sweep around the outside here at turn number 3 and gets a real good run on Mika van der Pavert. As all going around is the 301. Real shame for Miles Sjöstrand from Sweden. And now Devian Rust has just gotten up the inside of the 366 of Wout Kirstens. So Jaden Teen has scarpered away like a scalded cat on a hot tin roof. And now Devian Rust gets his way up into second, having started 5th on the grid. And now Mika van der Pavert looks up the inside. Someone's gone straight on at turn number 10 and has gotten out of the kart already. Looks like Taicho Mink is going to be the next casualty. It was Mitch Heinert going off circuit before the start got underway. So you've got the likes of Van der Pavert, Van der Stroys in the mix there. Van der Stroys has now moved up, is going to be up into 5th place. Ahead of Mika van der Pavert is behind another car. Oh, it's definitely elbows out at the moment. 378 plays Felipe Falk versus 373. And Felipe Falk was sideways coming out of turn 4, battling away with Julian Klausman. So the 378, also proudly sporting the Brazilian colours. Of course, the Grand Prix of of Imola this weekend. They celebrated the 30th anniversary of the passing of Ayrton Senna and Roland Ratzenberger, and two have just gone off at turn number 11, and one was an SP Motorsport car. That's Kaz Boshouse, and looks to be, well, Jay Zerveld, I think, possibly. So it is proving to be a little bit tricky. It's like an ice rink at the moment here on the circuit, but with the sunshine now starting to break through some clouds and some blue sky up above. Sideways coming out of turn number 4. Oh, completely sideways for Felipe Falk. That was full opposite lock and try and correct the big understeer, and then has just gone into the back of Jort van Wyk. The elbows are sharpened. That's all I'm saying on that one. So Siem Van Vliet out. Taicho Mink out. Mitch Haynert out. Wesley Eckhart out. We could maybe have a couple more casualties by the wayside by the end of this race, but we've still got 9 minutes and 45 seconds to go as Mika van der Pava battling away with Krit Knorren. That's the battle for P6. Oh! Tommy van der Soys and Wout Kirstens. Well, there's no love lost there between those two. And, well, Wout Kirstens and Tommy van der Soys, well, they keep out of each other's way through turns 4 and 5 on that one. Astute driving from the pair of them. Now, Benjamin Van Hees, in the meantime, has got past Evian Rost for second. Rost has now lost third to Van der Stroys and has got Wout Kirstens right on his exhaust pipe at the minute, coming out of turn number 14. And Kirstens still trying to line up an opportunity, but at the moment, not quite happening for the 366. Van der Stroys now is gunning for the next driver, which is Benjamin Van Hees. And if Van der Stroys can get through, which he's going to try and attempt to do, uses the curbing through turn number 4, does Van der Stroys, but Van Hees says, no, you don't. And Van der Stroys, well, I'm going to try anyway. If at first you don't succeed, Tommy, try again, my friend. Now in towards turn number 8 they go, bumping over the curbing. It is going to be possibly a little bit of a 2 and 8 between the pair, and it never is going to be that easy. Van der Stroys looking through at turn number 12. No room there for the 354, I'm afraid, as the leaders come across the line once again to complete another lap. And Van der Stroys has got through, and that's second. Now Van der Stroys can start going chasing after Jaden Teen in the 359. So, well, we have had our first black flag of the meeting. 3:12 was given. Oh, Krit Knorren. Krit Knorren, who is currently 6, has moved up 7 spots, has now been given the black flag for ignoring the meatball flag. So Krit Knorren now will now see it. And I think might have made some kind of acknowledgement on that part. So Krit Knorren out of the race, I'm afraid. So Mika van der Pava, so it might be the case that Krit Knorren, well, has let van der Pava through for 6th place. And what's coming now? Oh, right. A new penalty. This one is for the 3-1-3. Gwen Bloxhill gets a 10-second time penalty from race control as Jaden Teen leads. Look at the way that Teen and Van der Stroys just literally yeeted it over the curbs through turn number 14. So Crick Horan has parked the kart in the pit lane. Real shame for the 312. But Gwen Bloxhill now gets a 10-second time penalty from race control. That, I would hazard a guess, is going to be a big infringement that has just been a case of a transgression. So, just under 5 minutes to go in this race. And there are still battles up and down the order. We are down to 27 drivers. And Jaden Teen has a lead of 1.3 seconds over Tommy van der Stroys. Right, the reason being Gwen Bloxhill has been given a 10-second time penalty. Oh, right, 3.82 is off the circuit going into the chicane. And that's Lars Venink. So that is another driver we've lost. As I was just about to say, a 10-second penalty given to Gwen Bloxhill, having been found to leaving the track and gaining an advantage, so possibly implies a potential shortcut. Meantime, the battle between Devian Rust and I think that is Wout Kirstens is really kicking up to fever pitch. There is a dry line starting to emerge around the circuit, but it's not at that crossover point quite yet as to whether dry tyres may be de rigueur. However, that may be proof in the pudding, depending on what our DD2 and our DD2 Masters drivers decide at this point. And that could be quite crucial for their decision. If they want to do a Jenson Button like the 2011 Canadian Grand Prix way back when, but it's getting a bit hot and heated a little bit further back. Felipe Falk in the middle of a battle here. That will include Ralph van der Pavert, Mika van der Pavert. Well, no, Ralph's up the road a little bit, but there's two side by side, one of which was the 333 of Jort van Wyk, who I think you also had Julian Klosman, Luca Brima also in that mix. So 3 minutes to go. Jaden Teen, however, is constantly and comfortably expanding his lead in this race to about 2.2 seconds. Leads by example with the new fastest lap of the race, 56.831 seconds around this 1,050-metre circuit. Benjamin Van Hees, Devian Rust, Wout Kirstens, Ralph van der Pavert ahead of younger brother Mika van der Pavert. And there is Bram Plomp looking up the inside through at turn number 3 on the 386. Now looks up the inside and dives through at turn 4. Mika van der Pavert just holds his line, and now they have got close company. And that could be, well, that is an OTK kart right behind. That's Jort van Wyk. Oh, Felipe Falk makes a bit of a mistake. And I think that might have been possibly Julian Klosman going into the side of the 378 through out of turn 8 there. And still the battles and the rivalries go on and on and on as Julian Klosman round the outside at turn 1. Bravery pills well and truly taken earlier on today by the 373 from SR Solutions. Julian Klosman, naughty, gets the slap on the wrist with a 3-second time penalty for unsportsmanlike driving from race control. Felipe Falk and Luca Brima now dropped to 11th and 12th respectively. So Julian Klausmann, who's got the fastest lap of the race, well, that's going to drop Klausmann outside of the top 10 by the checkered flag. So got to be very, very careful how you make an overtake on other people. And that is very much case in point when you get pinged for a 3-second time penalty for unsportsmanlike driving, as deemed by our race control. And still, the battle carries on between Devian Rust, and that is Ralph van der Pavert. Now this is for 5th place, and van der Pavert got through at turn 5. Well, how's about that one for the books? Ralph van der Pavert making a nice little send on Devian Rust, through into T5 for P5. And that dry line is getting quicker and quicker. Jaden Teen, new fastest lap of the race. He's leading by nearly 3.7 seconds ahead of Tommy van der Stroys. And Jaden Teen sets a new fastest lap, 54.554. Yellow at turn 1. Yellow at turn 1. As, oh well, we've got one driver off on the left-hand side of the circuit. Let's just see. I'm going to keep my eyes on that one. Driver's out of the kart. Well, that is an OTK. I'm wondering who that could have been. Could that have been possibly Jort van Wyk? Not 100% sure. Let's have a look. No, it's Julian Klausmann. Julian Klausmann, 373. That looks to be the driver that has ended up on the left-hand side of the run as yellow and blue flags wave briefly at turn 1. So, no, don't tell me. I think there's a bigger twist in the tail. It's Tommy van der Stroys, our driver that was running second. That has put Benjamin Van Hees up to P2. I thought I recognised the race helmet. I wasn't 100% sure. It is Tommy van der Stroys. That means that we go down to 24 runners as we're on the penultimate lap of this race. That was a real shame for van der Stroys, looking very, very strong, looking very, very aggressive in his approach. So van der Stroys, unfortunately, out of the race. Jaden Teen at the moment will very shortly go on to the last lap. Here he goes. The 100% success rate is continuing at an eclectic and full throttle pace as our race leader makes his way down to turn 2 for the final time. More drivers still having to be very, very wary. No overtaking into turn 1. That will be a slam dunk penalty from race control if you are found to be overtaking under yellows. Jaden Teen now making his way through T5 for the final time on lap number 16. Julian Klausmann, fastest lap of the race now, 52.669. This track in the latter stages is really, really ramping up. Still, however, there are battles up and down the order. A little bit further back from Benjamin Van Hees. Ralph van der Pavert looking strong and might be getting a podium. Jaden Teen wins the race and continues another victory. That is 7 out of 8 so far this season. Second, it's going to go to Benjamin Van Hees, and welcome to the rostrum, Ralph van der Pavert from 10th on the grid to finish P3. Walt Kirstens and Julian Klausmann ran out the top 5. Klausmann with the fastest lap of the race on lap 14 ahead of Mika van der Pavert, Bram Plomp, Jort van Wyk, Devian Rust and Felipe Falk rounding out the top 10. These results are provisional pending technical and sporting checks post-session. Then we've also got Luca Brima, Dominic Schapers, Flynn Fitters, Sven Slagmoller, Enzel van den Dickenberg, Stein Peters, Martin Herrera up 13 places. The Colombian finishes 17th, ahead of Max Costa, who started last and ended up 18th. Kaz Boshaus, Mike Maastricht, Stan Goes, Miles Jostrand, Marth Snell, Jay Zurvelt and Glenn Bloxhill rounding out the 25 that finished Van der Stroy's out on the penultimate, with 2 laps to go on the run from turns 1 to 2. Lars Venink, Krik Norden out on lap 7 and 6. Wesley Eckhard lap 1. And Sim Van Vliet not even making it to the end of the first sector, with Mitch Haynett and Taicho Mink not making it to the start.